Hello, happy Wednesday. It's July 27th. I am MJ and this is a general reading for the collective. Today I'm calling upon the animals of the guardian of the night to assist us today in figuring out what the energy is that we're working with. You know, what's the energy that's influencing us today? What opportunity is coming up that we can prepare for or at least be on the lookout for? Then we're going to take a look at the uninvited house guest. That's that external influence that we have really no control over. It just sort of appears on our doorstep, wanting something from us in some way. Let's see here. And then we'll tie it all up with the advice from these beautiful creatures. So let's just jump right into it here, because it is yet another sweltering day. I know, I promise I'm not going to complain, but I just have to say, in Seattle, we are not prepared for this. It's not like this is a regular occurrence for us. Although every summer we say that, right? Every summer we're like, oh, where did this come from? And we have this week of 90 plus temperatures. So I think, you know, it's definitely different and becoming more common. Okay, let's jump into it here. Just move all the stuff around. Okay. So this is the energy that we're working with. This is the energy, you might feel it around you today, especially if the air is really heavy and humid. You might actually feel this energy lingering in front of you. Okay, so here we have the Five of Swords. And you know, the story, I'll tell the story real quick here about this card is, and where the inspiration for this card came from. You know, I live in a city where I have watched large swaths of the land over the last 30 years become annihilated, become nothing but concrete buildings and trees just demolished. And I thought, you know, wasn't that kind of arrogant of us as humans? Didn't we approach this land as though it was obviously ours and the animals that inhabited that space before were not even a concern? They weren't even a second thought, right? And we pushed them out. And now we complain, you know, that these animals are coming back into these urban areas and like, why are they here? Well, they're here because we didn't think about them in the beginning. And so that's what I was thinking about here with this Five of Swords, you know, about a developer coming in, tearing up this poor deer's habitat, knocking down all the trees, taking away its food source, its shelter, because that developer wasn't even thinking about those animals that lived there, because it had its own agenda. It had a desire, and that desire did not mix with other creatures. The energy of the Five of Swords is that of a bully. It's that of a despot. It's a dictator. It's somebody who just comes in and says, this is what I want, and I really don't give one flying F about what anybody else wants. You know, you do achieve a victory sometimes when you're in that mindset, because you are so hyper-focused on a goal, because you do want whatever it is that you desire at all costs. But you have to ask yourself, maybe once you get that success, what was the cost? So when this energy is with us, right, when it's present with us, we might be a little bit more brutish today. We might be myopic, you know, in how we approach a situation. We might not be thinking or considering that there are other people who will be impacted by our decisions. You know, if you decide, well, you know what I want to do? I want to take that job across country, and your family who have established roots and have, you know, friend groups and all that, if you were to do that to them, you know, you might be happy that you got the job, but you might be traveling with a bunch of very angry people who may not be so supportive in the future. So be aware of how this energy may impact you today. Be aware how it might be impacting other people around you, because part of this energy that we're working with isn't just about us, it's about those around us. And so be aware, somebody might have an agenda and you might be the deer. Okay, let's get right to the opportunity that's coming our way. And if you recognize that energy in somebody, if you know that's so out of character for them, you go, God, why are you being such a butt today? You can say, oh, you know what it is? It's that Five of Swords, and they don't even realize it. And maybe I should help them out before they make a mistake or they charge forward you know, with this attitude that they are the one that's most important and their desire should be achieved above all others or at all costs. Look at this. So now we have the Four of Swords. You know, this is going to be an opportunity for you to take a break, disconnect maybe from this energy here. Think about what you really want. Heal. If you're feeling emotionally drained, if you're feeling even like physically drained, if you've been doing just a lot of work, a lot of labor around the house, trying to get things done, trying to push your agenda maybe, this is a time to step aside and contemplate everything that's going around you. Don't listen to outside voices. This is why I put the little hedgehog under the wood, buried in the snow. It is completely removed. It's isolated from everything going around, and all the creatures around it. It's just in its perfect little hidey hole where it can focus on what it wants. You know, it can focus on having that inner dialogue and figuring out what will be the best course of action. And, you know, it's in that space, right, that we all of a sudden make room to think about the consequences of our actions. We have time to really think about what the future looks like that we want. And if it includes those who perhaps we're pushing out. So this is an opportunity coming your way. You might find that you get some time. You might find that the people, if you've been a complete butt, you might find that those around you are giving you, they're making space for you. And so use that as an opportunity to, you know, really think about what you want and how you want to achieve that goal. And those who you might impact, if you haven't thought about them before, maybe this will give you the opportunity to do so. Okay, so let's see who's knocking on our door as the uninvited house guest. Wow, we have a lot of swords today. Okay, so here we have the Two of Swords. So here comes somebody who may bring with them a bit of uncertainty. They may highlight some areas that are risky. They may cause you to feel less inclined to just jump in, right? Whoever this is, whatever energy they're bringing with them this low level haze, kind of like this frog here that's kind of stuck on these two swords. You can see there's this like fog rolling in over the pond and it can't see what's going on underneath. And if you could see closely, there's a couple of these lizards, these big lizards down there just waiting to eat this frog. And so, you know, whoever this person is, they may cause you to think twice about what you're doing. They may cause you to really contemplate what will result. You know, is this a dangerous move? Are you doing something that's going to be foolish, or are you doing something that might cause pain at some point? Are you blind to the fact that there are dangers, you know, that are there? And because you're so hyper-focused on getting your way and you're not really thinking about those around you, if you don't take this time to contemplate the actions that you're about to take, you might find that this person is bringing with them a warning that if you don't really know what's going on, there could be something that is laying low underneath the surface that could jump up and bite you. Okay, so let's see what we have for the advice. Oh, wow. Like here we have the Devil. And you know, the advice here is be careful of being too comfortable. Be careful of your attachments. Be careful of where you find yourself chained. You know, sometimes it's like, sometimes we think that we have freedom, but we really don't. You know, sometimes we think we're putting ourselves in a better situation, but really what we're doing is trapping ourselves. So be aware of how this devil energy may influence your situation. Are you opting for the easy way out? Are you opting for comfort over discomfort? Be cautious when the devil is present because you don't always make the best decisions. Peace.